the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking.
Hello everyone, this is China Chicken, and I wanted to do a box score breakdown of the Buffalo Bills versus Detroit Lions Week 15 game. Buffalo Bills ended up winning 48-42, and they go to 11-3 on the season. And Detroit lose and go to 12-2, so that was only their second loss of the whole season. If we look at Buffalo Bills passing, we got Josh Allen. He went 23 for 34, 362 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions, and 122.4 quarterback rating. So great game by him. Really no mistakes. He had just a great game overall throwing the ball. And Jared Goff on the other side also had a really good game. 38 for 59, 494 yards, almost 500 yards. 5 touchdowns passing, 0 interceptions. He did have 3 sacks, though, which was a huge difference in the game 3. And his quarterback rating was 118.9. So, again, amazing game by Jared Goff. He made the game close there, even though they were losing the whole game. Buffalo Bills rushing, we had James Cook led the way with 14 carries, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground, 7.5 yards per carry. His longest run was a 41-yarder. That was huge. If you remember, he had his hair pulled there on that long run. That was pretty funny. Josh Allen had 11 carries for 68 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. One of them was a tush push. The other one was an untouched 10-yard run for a touchdown. Ray Davis had 7 carries for 15 yards. Not his best, but that's okay. Didn't need him to be his best. Detroit side, they have Jahmyr Gibbs. He had 8 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. And then Jared Goff had a couple carries, but David Montgomery was the big story. He only had 5 carries for 4 yards, and I believe he got hurt in that game and will be out for the season, unfortunately. So you can see the Bills did a really good job on Detroit's running game, which this was probably their worst running game of the year, which is interesting. So I think teams now will look at this game and say, how do we beat Detroit? Even though Jared Goff had 500 yards passing and 5 touchdowns, as long as we can shut down their run game. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't do too much. Montgomery didn't do anything and got hurt. Then you got a good chance of beating Detroit, even if Jared Goff has a great game. So interesting. Buffalo Bills receiving, again, very interesting here. Ty Johnson led the way with 5 catches for 114 yards. And Ty Johnson is not a wide receiver. He's not even their first running back. He's not even their second running back. He's their third running back with 5 catches for 114 yards. Pretty crazy. On 5 targets, too. So perfect game for him receiving. Kind of interesting. They must have had that as their game plan, saying, hey, let's get Ty Johnson on some of Detroit's linebackers here. They won't see it coming, and I didn't see it coming, and obviously Detroit didn't either. Keon Coleman had 1 catch for 64 yards. Huge bomb by Josh Allen rolling out to the right sideline there and throws it deep to him. So crazy play for him. Other than that, not much. Dalton Kincaid, 4 catches for 53 yards. Very good game for him, too. Dawson Knox, 2 for 42. Dawson Knox is coming to his own here this season. A lot of people thought Kincaid would have the better season. I don't know. I think Dawson Knox is, but Khalil Shakir, also great game. 6 for 39 yards. Not the most yards, but he had a lot of catches on 7 targets. James Cook had 1 big one for 28 yards, and that's about it. So Detroit's receiving, Amon-Ra St. Brown had 14 catches for 193 yards and a touchdown. Huge game for him. 18 targets. Sam Laporta, also a huge game. 7 catches, 111 yards on 10 targets. And Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back, 5 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown. Jameson Williams, 3 catches, 37 yards, touchdown. Montgomery had a couple catches for 31 yards. So great game for all their receivers there. And then Dan Skipper, their offensive lineman, had 1 catch for a touchdown as well. So pretty fun game to watch here. Fumbles, Matt Milano had a recovery. So he recovered off a Amon-Ra St. Brown fumble that he had, and he lost it. Jared Goff also fumbled, but they were able to pick it back up. Buffalo Bills defense, we had Terrell Bernard had 10 tackles this game and 1 tackle for loss, so great game for him. Teron Johnson had 8 tackles. Benford had 6 tackles. He also had a sack and a tackle. That's the same thing as a sack there. couple passes defended, QB hit. Ed Oliver had 3 QBs hit and a sack. Greg Rousseau had a sack and 3 QBs hit, so great game by the linemen there. We really needed a good defensive line game since they didn't look too good the game before that. Over on Detroit's side, let's see, Brian Branch, 14 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Jack Campbell, 11 tackles. They didn't have any sacks on the game, no interceptions, so great game defensively by both teams there, even though they both gave up over 40 points, but that's okay. Matt Collins had that big kick return off the onside kick try. He almost got a touchdown off of it. Tyler Bass had 3 field goal attempts, made 2 of them, missed a very short one. It was a 20-something yarder, but anyway, he was 6 out of 6 on extra points, though. Detroit, their kicker went 0 for 1 on field goals, didn't make a field goal in that game, and also was 6 for 6 on extra points, so that was a huge difference in that game. Punting, no one really cares about. So, anyways, that was the Buffalo Bills versus Detroit Lions box score breakdown. Let me know if you guys want me to do any other box score breakdowns on any other games. And please leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking.